So, what do you guys want to talk about today? Nothing wild happened in the world of wrestling yesterday, did it? There wasn't a couple massive returns, and well, the unthinkable happened. But what an amazing pay per view that was. We'll talk about all of it. Sorry, guys, my screen went blank there for a sec. We'll talk about all of that and so much more. But let's start off by saying to the American people that are crying because we booed their national anthem yet again, your whole president started this whole goddamn thing. I'm sorry. Calling us the 51st state. We're just your little brother that nobody wants to negotiate with, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Guess what? When you insult somebody's country, shit's gonna happen. Do you guys not see what happened with him and the the president of Ukraine? We have a retard running your country. I'm sorry. People are gonna hate on you. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not a political person. Do I think the national anthem should have been booed? No. But is it funny that all the hate Americans are getting when things don't go their way, they cry? Seems like a pretty needy nation to me, to be honest with you. Well, the White Sox are playing with my computer because it's going all wonky on me, but we're good. Um, let's start it off with the chamber, the women's elimination chamber. What a match that was! Just what a match! What a match! What a way to kick off the show. Before the show even gets underway, you have the introductions of Roxanne Perez, Alexa Bliss, Bailey, Bianca Belair, and Liv Morgan, and who else was in that? Bianca Belair, Bailey, Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, oh Naomi, and Bailey, Naomi, Alexa, Roxanne are all in pods. Liv's the first one in the chamber, and Naomi's the other one in the chamber. They're circling each other, and all of a sudden, here a storm is coming. What do you mean? Like the X-Men song. And Jade Cargill's back, and she is like I was saying on my live cast the call in. If you guys saw that yesterday, if you haven't, go to the live section of my YouTube channel. You can watch it there. She is more shredded than I've ever seen her in my life, and she looks good, and she looked vicious with what she did to Naomi. But if you actually pay attention in the background, you can actually, well, first off, you can see fear in Alexa Liv's face, and Liv is saying, "I didn't do it. It's not me. Please, it's not me. It's not me. I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with it." And then, if you actually look in the background, you can see the thing I've been saying the whole time. It wasn't Naomi. Bianca's bouncing up and down in the chamber, wanting to get out, and she's got her jacket off, ready to go. She's circling it. She got her jacket off instantly, ready to go. And Naomi looks back at it and go, "What the heck?" And turns around, and Jade Cargill just kicks the ever living shit out of her. Um, two souls were taken on this night. We'll talk about the massive one later on. But I'm pretty sure Jade Cargill beat the soul out of Naomi to open up Elimination Chamber. And well, Naomi's not going to WrestleMania. We're going to leave it at that. Well, at least not for the title. She got taken out, and probably the most vicious way I've seen possible. I even looked at Colin before it happened. I'm like, she's going to close the chamber door on this bitch, right on right on her throat. And people are like, oh my god, she actually broke her neck. But if you actually look, Naomi actually puts her hand up to block the chamber from actually going all the way, but they still took her out on a stretcher. And Jade Cargill is crying. Sorry, Bianca's crying in the background, and Jade Cargill just mouches off like she thinks she got the right person. Wait until Naomi Bianca attacks Jade on Raw or SmackDown. Jade set up the whole thing. Naomi had something to do with it, but Jade set up the whole thing. I'm actually going to look up the elimination order here because I completely forgot it. So as I'm talking, I'm going to say that's the first of three shocks we got tonight. But the crowd was on fire from start to finish. I'm going to say that right away. And what a way to kick off the pay-per-view. Um, just what right as soon as that happened, you know it's going to be an amazing pay-per-view. Just top to bottom, everything, the crowd, the performers, everything about it was incredible. Probably the best elimination chamber I can think of. We even had I know it's early because we're only what the third month in, but we already have contender for match of the year, and I don't think it's even close. We'll talk about that. What a story! What throwbacks in that match, and the people that are screaming "F you," it's a hardcore match. It's not a fucking hardcore match. That match had so much story built into it. and so much history and so many callbacks that you guys were watching and had no idea like the hate that thing got online just because it's two Canadian guys and we booed the national anthem. So of course the American influencers went nuts and were just screaming they're just jobber indie hardcore guys. Fuck off. Sorry, but uh, just what a match. That's all I'm gonna say. What I'm gonna say. But the chamber match itself, the first one, the women's match, the first person eliminated after after Naomi was Bailey. She got eliminated by you won on your rock pots. She got eliminated by I believe it was Roxanne Perez pinned her, if I'm not mistaken. Then Roxanne Perez gets pinned after she hits Pop Rocks and flipped over by Codebreaker by Liv Morgan. Alexa Bliss pins her. Alexa Bliss pinned Bailey too. So there's dudes getting planted everywhere. Alexa had a great showing in the chamber. Roxanne had a great showing in the chamber. Every single woman, including Jade and Naomi, even though Naomi just got destroyed for the majority of that match, they all had great showings in that chamber. Absolutely brilliant. All six of those women should be proud and they did their stories properly. For me, I know everyone's saying Alexa Bliss was the MVP of that card, but just pay close attention to Alexa. Like when me and Colin were saying all night long, like her facial expressions, her ability to go in and out of character, where she looks like she's normal and she goes nuts and then normal then nuts and normal then nuts. Her facial expressions, her ability to sell being pissed off, and there's little seeds planted. Like right after she gets pinned by Liv Morgan, she just right back up and stares at her like I'm gonna kill you. And well, there's a little bit of a story dropping in that Alexa is still going after Roxanne. She's the one that actually eliminates Roxanne after Roxanne eliminates Bailey. And then a lot of nice false finishes and teases in the finals. Because the final two people are Liv Morgan and Bianca. And I thought for sure they're going to pull the trigger and we're going to have Liv versus uh, uh, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley at Mania. Nope. We're going to get Bianca Belair versus Rhea. And I think that is where we're going to see the actual full Jade Cargill story unfold. And I think Jade Cargill is going to cost Naomi because she's going to realize that she's going to find more video and realize Naomi actually was involved in the setup to hit, even though she was not actually backstage when it happened. She was in the ring. She sets up Naomi, or sorry, Bianca sets up and sets Naomi to go take care of it. So we got that. That's my theory. I've been playing conspiracy theorist, and did I not call every single thing properly in this pay per view outside of Bianca Belair winning the chamber? Sorry, guys. Um, So yeah, Bianca Belair wins. She's going to the chamber, and we have a face-off between Io Sky, Rhea, and Bianca. I won't be mad at that three-way. And I believe we're going to have, because they keep teasing Alexa Bliss with the Wyatt Six. They're going to reunite Alexa and Nikki Cross, Sister Abigail, whatever you want to call her. They're going to go get those tag team titles from Rhea and Liv. I think we're going to have, there's so many stories were played out in that chamber. So many stories played out all night. And I believe we're going to get Bailey versus Roxanne and Mania. And that is going to be absolutely brilliant. I think that's going to steal the weekend. I think it's going to steal that might be contender for match of the year. It may even topple what I'm talking about in a few minutes here. But great return, great story, great action, brilliant. If you got about 45, 50 minutes of your day to check it out, go check out the Elimination Chamber. These women put everything. Oh, it's only 30 minutes apparently. I thought at least 40, but that 30 minutes you bought into everything they did. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely brilliant. Great story. Great selling shots. Bianca, watch her meltdown in the chamber. She watch it as she gets Naomi gets destroyed. Just watch it. That's all I'm gonna say. Bianca, that was probably the performance of her career, in my opinion. And the fact that she's supposed to be emotionally distraught and she's able to come back and win this whole thing and well, she's not winning a Mania, but it's a great story. Unless they're doing Bianca versus Jade for the title after Bianca beats Ripley. But that was a very good kickoff show match. Or no, very good kickoff to the show, sorry. And this was a good match, but unfortunately it fell right after that chamber match. We had her 25th year in the WWE in her hometown with the SmackDown Women's Champion Trish Stratus returning for the first time to wrestle in Toronto in 6 years. I was there last time she wrestled, and she wrestled Charlotte Flair. That was 2019 in SummerSlam. And this was the first time her kids were ever going to see her wrestle. And I'll say this first off, like I said last night on the actual live cast, the cameraman got his money's worth last night. He just kept giving the fans what they wanted, which was some nice shots. And Trish was wearing a nice see-through outfit. For those of you that like that stuff. But Trisha still, I'll say this, Trisha still got it. But like I said, I feel sorry for this match. It fell right after that incredible return of Big Jade Cargill and just a really good chamber match. And for the people that are shitting on this pay-per-view online already, you fucking have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Rumble was awesome. I think this tops Rumble in my opinion. And it'll be memorable for a long time because something nobody ever thought was going to happened, and if you live under a rock, I'll talk about it in a little bit. Kind of pun intended if living under a rock, right? Uh, but yeah, Liv Mar sorry, Tiffy time and Trishy time versus Candice and Nia Jax. It's kind of funny how Tiffy's gone full circle from being a heel and getting all this mentorship from veteran elite heels to now probably getting mentorship from one of the, or not one of, in my opinion, the greatest females in WWE history. She may not have been the best wrestler at times, but she was just so very good for over 2 decades, 25 years. Think about that. She wasn't active the entire 25 years because she did take injuries, but the fact that she was there for over 25 years and just kept getting better and better and putting on bangers. She's the very first woman to ever main event the Raw with Lita. Trish has done so much and deserves all the accolades she gets. Very good match. The champ takes a beating for most of it, then gets a hot tag to Trish. Trish takes a beating, gets a hot tag back to the champ. The Tiffy time does a swanton bomb onto both on the outside. A lot of cool spots. A lot of like you could see there's a little bit that didn't connect, but I'd say this is Naya's best performance in my opinion in a long time. And Candice LeRae is criminally underrated. I even got my buddy Colin falling for her now. I think Candice has been amazing for over 2 decades. I told him out yesterday in the pay-per-view. He's like, how long she been wrestling? I'm like, oh, at least 20 years. Most of it on the indies, and those of you that know the indies know Candice and how good she is. I'm glad she's finally getting her flowers. Good for her. Great match. Surprised she wasn't the one to pin. As Nia took a top rope satisfaction and then Tiffy time. Or sorry, the PME prettiest moonsault ever. And wow, she was actually pinned clean in the middle of the ring. So I guess we're not gonna see Nia near the title for a while, huh? Mm, Maybe, maybe giving the title to Charlotte at Mania and then having Tiffy trace it again would be good because this title run's kind of been bland. We'll see what happens. Following that, I'm not even going to do it justice as I'm talking about it. This was a story and a match and just two best friends who so many throwbacks, so many, even going back to the PWG days, their NXT days, their ROH days, hell, their main roster runs. This thing is about 20 years in the making of just 20 years of great storytelling everywhere they went, and they got to accumulate in Canada, their home country. You know, the one that has free healthcare? Sorry, guys, I have to take one more shot. Um, but yeah, this is already in the top 5 of my favorite matches of all time. And it's only a day old, and it's probably recency bias, but that thing was absolutely brilliant, violent, made you feel everything you could feel. Sammy sold everything perfectly. KO sold everything amazingly. Both dogs are going nuts if you can hear them in the background. They agree with me. Um, just absolutely brilliant. Great job by two, probably the best on the planet right now, in my opinion. And they're doing it in their home country in front of their friends and family. And the best part of the whole thing, fallback, is Kevin Owens is a fucking psychopath, and he plays a good psychopath. Just absolutely brilliant story, absolutely brilliant match. Everything was amazing. Everything about it was amazing. And I think Randy Orton returned, so that was the second huge return of the night, and still not the biggest shock of the night. I think people have been teasing it for a while, and they think they knew it was going to happen. He comes out to confront Randy Orton, goes to punt kick him, and he gets out of the ring. Randy Orton snaps and takes out every security guard and poses in front of the Mania sign. So clearly, we're getting Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton at Mania, and they're selling Sami Zayn like he's going to be gone for a long, long, long time, as they said. And you know what? After a match like that, it's probably brilliant and best for him to be gone for a long time because that was a nasty, nasty beating he took in that match. He dished out one, but he also gave one. A lot of close falls by both in that match. A lot of crazy cool callbacks. If let me see actual time on that because I was wrong on the chamber, but I would say that's at least 40 minutes that match. I could be wrong. 27:35. 27 minutes and 35 seconds. And if you have about 50 minutes, 60 minutes, you know what? Just check out the entire pay per view because, I forgot to rate the matches. Elimination Chamber Women's match is going to get a 5 out of 5 from me. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm sorry, 10 out of 10. Absolutely, absolutely. Everything about it, brilliant. From the Easter eggs planted, who's going to be throwing in storylines there, and who's probably going to be heading to who versus Mania, to the return of Jade Cargill, to the demise of Naomi, to the seeds planted that it's actually Bianca Belair who led the orchestrated the entire tech on Jade Cargill. Everything about it was laid out perfectly. The right person won the chamber. There's legitimately only two people could have won that match. Because Alexa's out doing her thing with SmackDown and Wyatt Six. And Roxanne is going to be headlining Mania for years to come, but I think she's too young and not ready enough yet. And I don't think we want to see Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the 7,962nd time in a year and a half. And I don't want Bailey versus Rhea. That just doesn't make sense. So the right person won that match solely for what's probably going to happen leading into Mania, in my personal opinion. The women's match right after that, unfortunately, just due to where it fell in the match, in the card, and the fact that the crowd's kind of dead, even though Trish got a couple of good reactions. It was a good match, a little bit sloppy points, and just really did nothing for nobody, to be honest. And just made the crowd feel good for Trish. We're gonna give that a 6 out of 10. It did what it was supposed to do. Got Tiffy a nice clean win over a person who she couldn't beat before, and had to cheat to beat, and then couldn't beat her in the rematch and got annihilated by her. No pun intended there. Um, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn is gonna get a 20 out of 10 for me. That thing was just every goddamn thing about it. Every goddamn thing. Every fucking goddamn thing about that match. And I know it might be recency bias, but every ounce of that match was incredible. Every ounce. And I'll say that repeatedly. And right now, to me, those two can't be touched for what they're doing, especially Kevin Owens. And then we got to the beginning of the fun, the men's elimination chamber match. Logan Paul, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, and Damian Priest, and the man who can't be seen, John Cena, the guy who's been face for over 20 years. Well, not really. People forget John Cena started as a heel. He was the doctor of thugonomics. If you guys remember that, untouchable, forcing you to feel me toward life. Remember that guy? Apparently, a lot of people don't. But we'll talk about the ending when we get to the ending. Once again, very, very good match. Little Easter eggs put in throughout this entire match. Logan Paul is a piece of shit. Sorry, I'm going to say that right now. Loser comes out with the American flag and starts fingering the crowd in Canadian, just waving it everywhere. And also, Pat McAfee's a little bitch. He gets upset because we boo the American national anthem. You guys wanted to go and start this, even though you think it's a joke. You can't threaten to say somebody's country's going to be your 51st fucking state thing. It's going to be okay and acceptable by everyone. Fuck off. Sorry. People live here and have their livelihoods here and have everything to worry about, and you guys want to joke and claim it was a joke that no, you didn't get it because you didn't get it. If we were to become American, I'd be out of this country. I'd be in Europe. Not a chance in hell I'd ever want to be American. I'm putting that on the internet. You guys can see that if you want. emotions. You can't mess with people's emotions and the way what you want to say, and then when people fire back, you get upset, and then you go on the internet and cry. I've seen a lot of comments from people that are claiming to do it their national anthem that are posts on these YouTube channels and on Instagram and all this other stuff. You can do whatever you want, and the minute somebody says something to you, you cry. And we're cowards, and we're chicken shits, and we're this, and we're that. At least we don't shoot each other every day. And at least we actually have a minimum wage of over $3 where people can live. 'Cause I have friends and family in America, and a lot of them tell me they have waitresses that don't make more than $2 an hour. Um, that's neither here nor there, so that's a rant on this show. But what a probably the best elimination chamber in the history of elimination chamber for the males, at least. That thing is absolutely star-studded. You have one, two, three, four. If his career keeps going the way it is, five Hall of Famers and an absolute scumbag of a human being who's banned from three countries: Italy, Japan, Egypt. And he has massive class action lawsuits against him. And he scams little kids out of their parents' monies for Bitcoin and crime and everything else. Why is WWE still associated with Logan Paul is beyond me. Maybe they're just as scummy as him. But Logan Paul is the scum of the earth. Him and his brother Jake. I'm gonna say on that. And I'll say CM Punk was probably my favorite thing in the entire night, outside of the end. CM Punk eliminated Logan Paul and then did the shovel and carried him. Also, we're set up another match that's gonna happen at Mania. Well, two matches are gonna happen at Mania. We're gonna get Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre, like I said a while ago. Because Damian Priest eliminates Drew McIntyre, and then payback, Damian Priest gets drilled with the Claymore by Drew McIntyre, and Logan Paul hits probably the shittiest looking frog splash I've ever seen in my life. Eliminates Damian Priest, immediately eliminated by CM Punk. So I think we're gonna be getting Damian Priest versus Logan Paul versus Drew McIntyre at Mania. And like I agree with Colin, the more I think about it, Logan Paul should be nowhere near main event or heavyweight title status. He's a good mid card guy that randomly comes in and tries to do things. But other than that, he doesn't belong anywhere near the heavyweight title. And we're also going to be getting Seth Rollins versus CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. This pretty much solidified CM Punk and Roman Reigns. I mean, Seth Rollins at Mania at least, because CM Punk, Seth Rollins, John Cena, the last three guys, and CM Punk and John Cena hit their finishers both on Seth Rollins. He is eliminated. And you think Seth Rollins is gone? We're finally getting a call back to arguably one of the greatest rivals in the mid 2000s with John Cena and CM Punk. And you think it's gonna be a little good throwback? They get a bit of offensive on each other. CM Punk gets sent to the ropes. And out of nowhere, stomp. And this is where you know things were gonna go wonky. John Cena hesitated for half a second, looked around, and grabbed a lifeless CM Punk, put him in the STFU, and choked him out. And right then, you're like, huh, that's not something John Cena would do. I loved it. I started going crazy because when I called it months ago, I knew it was going to be Cena months ago. That was the first hint because I'm like, wait, I know that symbol, but I wanted to keep my mouth shut. And then John Cena's rant about how he didn't have to qualify, he deserved and earned a spot in the Elimination Chamber after the Rumble. And then how he said everyone could say whatever they wanted about him while he was gone filming movies. And just the way he cut that promo after Rumble, and it got getting replayed and replayed and replayed in my head. I thought something was going to happen. I actually dropped it a few times here, and I even called it in preview. I mean yeah, my preview, my predictions. Go back and look at that video. I said Cody Rhodes wasn't turning heel. Cody Rhodes wasn't selling his soul. Sorry, guys. For those of you that got butthurt, this had to happen for the good of wrestling and for the good of WWE, in my personal opinion, and for just Cena in general. How long can somebody play good guy? The only person that can play good guy for over 3 decades and let it be okay is Rey Mysterio. John is the good guy. John plays the hero who does all the Make-A-Wish things. John Cena just seems like he's a genuinely good guy. He spends a lot of time out here in Vancouver. His wife is from Vancouver. Um, Perfect time, perfect moment, perfect spot. The Rock gets told to go fuck himself by Cody Rhodes, and you can see John Cena fake celebrating that Cody Rhodes said what he said. He goes over to hug him, and The Rock does. to John Cena. John Cena backs up and kicks him in the dick and balls, and beat proceeds to beat him down. And Travis Scott had no reason being in that segment whatsoever. He was in it. He kind of ruined what was a great segment. But John Cena is actually heel, and I hear everybody on the internet crying and complaining about it. I think it's a fun ride. Sit back and enjoy. We're going to see the final boss and the Doctor of Thugonomics. On that note, the chamber itself, that match, story, plot, everything. John Cena heel turn. Cody telling The Rock to go fuck himself. It was a decent match. The chemistry is on with all those guys. The burial of Logan Paul by CM Punk. John Cena turning heel. John Cena turning heel. John Cena turning heel. I think this impacts wrestling bigger than Hogan does, to be honest with you. I think it means more to. I think it affects it more. I think you guys let me know. But I think this is bigger than Hogan turning heel. Because Hogan was his run was over when it was over, and he didn't want to recognize it, so he just decided to go heel. John Cena was still on top. Like everyone loved John Cena. Everyone wanted to see Cena win the belt. Cena never actually done anything bad, but like that's because people forget Cena was heel when he first came in. So I don't know how you forget that. I mean, they even teased it back in the Rumble when he came out to Dr. Thugonomics a while ago. I think it was 4 years ago or so ish. If you guys remember that, he actually brought back the song, the jersey, the chain, everything. People forget about that too. And there's a few other things. Go back and watch comments. Cena says interviews, things The Rock says. I think it was kind of obvious near the end. People just didn't want to admit it or think about it because John Cena is everyone's hero. Brilliant, just brilliantly played, brilliantly placed, perfect timing. Crowd just went right into it, and you can't turn Cody heel. He will eventually turn heel. They did a good job of teasing him becoming Homelander, and I think once he loses the belt to Cena, he'll become heel. And I think it's gonna be CM Punk who saves everybody from Cena Rock. Um, but that match, I gave Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn a ridiculous 20 out of 10 because everything about, like I said, once again, everything about it, brilliant. The women's chamber match got 10. Trish and Tiffy versus Naya and Candice gets a 6. And the best part about this card, it was only 4 matches long, which was awesome. Not like those AEW things. And also, I feel sorry for AEW. I don't know if you guys saw some of the highlights they tried to put on to compete with Chamber, but I think that was the burial. And the dagger was John Cena turning heel. I said 2 years. I give AEW about a year and a half when they're done. They can't compete anymore. They couldn't really ever compete to start with anymore after it started going sideways, and this pretty much buried it. But the chamber itself, the men's chamber, I'm going to give it 15. Just everything about it was well done. And that pay per view, it's number one so far this year for me. Everything about it, the stories, the returns, the comeback, heel turning, Cena turning heel, that might be one of the greatest pay per view WWE pay per views and pay per view moments of all time, in my opinion. You guys let me know in your comments below what you think, if you want to say anything. And I'm just playing with you guys. I have no hate in my heart for anybody. It doesn't matter what nation you are or anything like that. But if you want to talk shit about my country, I'm going to talk shit about your country. On that note, you guys, I'll talk to you on Monday with Monday Night Raw. We'll see what happens there. Peace.